Hello, Wang Automotive again, and we're back again with another automation video, and we're doing more SUVs because I am in an off-roading craze at the moment. Of course, in the last video, you know, we have the little British Motors LM4, and that was powered by this, which is a 300 horsepower inline 6, but I also, a long while ago, made this 160 horsepower variant, and I am going to shove that in a downgraded version of the LM4. Think of, Range Rover, but may I make it basically into something like a Jeep Cherokee. Well, the XJ Cherokees anyway. Of course, first thing I'm going to do, make it white. That's the cheapest color imaginable. And we're going to remove a bunch of stuff, make it plastic, no running boards, no sunroof for you, and everything just needs to be in generic plastic. I'm actually going to completely renovate the front bumper on this thing because all these cool vents and grills, it's too high optioned. Of course, the grill, could use a bit more cheapiness, some more plastic. Yes, all the plastic. This thing, painted? Nah, you deserve plastic. Cold, hard, 90s plastic. Oh, this is a real hood scoop. Not anymore. Make it plastic. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing here, you can't actually color the fenders on this vehicle model anyway, so I decided to do it myself. Fine, I'll do it myself. And it took me a really long time to do this. It was annoying. And if you're wondering, yes, the camera mode's a little messed up. So, plasticky front bumpers. I think this deserves some grill, some ventilation, because we're going to be working that 160 horsepower inline 6 really, really hard. I mean, this is like a 3,000 pound SUV, so it's going to need plenty of cooling and airflow. Of course, it's going to need some plastic. We can't have things body colored on this thing because it's basically a Jeep Cherokee XJ or something. We can't have it fancy, you can't afford paint on your vehicle. So it's all plasticky, all boring, 90s base model. I mean, this thing will retail for really cheap. I want it to be competitively retailed for something like an XJ Jeep Cherokee. At least something like, a mid-range Cherokee. Not in base model Cherokee with the little crappy 4-banger, but something decent at least. With, the Jeep Cherokee's legendary 4-liter inline 6, 4-wheel drive, all the hoot and hangers you get with an off-road vehicle. I think we should bumpers. Bumpers are very important. Crash safety is a very important thing. Well, not in the 90s it wasn't, but I'm gonna say it is anyway because I like bumpers. That looks about as utilitarian as it gets, doesn't it? Yeah, make it a little cheap, matte. It's plastic's not even glossy. That's how cheap this thing is. It's all boring, hard plastic. We stole this plastic from General Motors. That's why it's so garbage. And straighten that out a little bit. Why it's crooked. Right, so basically, I'll make it cheaper, make it worse in every possible way. As cheap as possible. Actually, so cheap you don't even get marker lights. Move this up a little bit. Because it's got to have some sort of differentiation from the actual normal one. And if you're wondering, not even the door handle's safe. Everything must be plastic. But this is a more utilitarian version, so it's got to be some sort of 4-wheel drive. And if this is my way of doing badges, mirror it and then copy it, Whoops, no, hold on, that's still a thing. But, basically just mirror it on the other side, put another badge there, make it the same size and all. That's how I do it, at least. If you actually have another way to do it, please let me know because it'd be very nice. I'd like a very much way to make it easier for me to actually work that. But overall, this looks really nice. This is definitely something you'd find in a junkyard 20 years later. For sale on Marketplace for $3,500. Actually, no, $3,500 is a bit too generous. Look at the difference between the two. There is a lot of difference. Interesting. Well, now of course it's time to export the car over into BeamNG.drive, where we can actually test it against its more luxury brethren. So, we'll see you on the racetrack. Alright, now, here at Hirochi Raceway, we have both the LB4 and the LM4. If you don't know, the LM4 is the more luxurious model, or the Range Rover, and the LB4 is, of course, the Jeep Cherokee kind of thing. So, of course, this is a voiceover, because I don't have a mic. That's actually all my videos are voiceovers, because I actually don't have a mic. But you would note that the LB4 has a significant amount of body roll. I mean, it's actually comical how much body roll it is. It's also a lot slower. It's got like, I think, but it's got like half the horsepower the LM4 has. Yes, it's got half the horsepower. It's like 150 compared to 300. So turbocharging does a lot for the engine. But you know, and of course the see the lap times right there. Now the LM4 is much closer to the ground. The suspension is a bit stiffer. It's got a more powerful engine. It's turbocharged, so it will have a much better on-road capability. It suffers off-road because of this, but it's just much better on-road. And there's times compared to each other. It's very interesting. Alright, now looking at the thing, it is inspired by Jeep Cherokee. Why do you think I chose the vertical grille slats? Lights, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's not exactly a complicated design. Ooh, that is really soft suspension. Oh yeah, shake it, baby. Look at that, throw it back. Right, but soft suspension and all, softs up, it soaks up bumps tremendously well. I mean, you practically don't feel it. It makes it a really good off-road car. It could use a bit more power because it's 150, I think, horsepower. It's kind of anemic, but this is a fantastic crawler. I mean, look at this. Truly, very good at crawling. I mean, this is actually quite treacherous because you get stuck very easily. And of course, the suspension is just soaking everything in. Wow. It's actually, I actually simplified the transmission. I think it's like a 4-speed or something. No, it's automatic. Is it? No, that's reverse. I think this is an automatic, I believe, which makes it just all the slower, but oh yes, it's very good. I actually like this. You wouldn't believe this, but almost every time I'm actually feeling like off-roading in BeamNG, this is a vehicle I always gravitate towards because it's just so fun to off-road, seeing it bounce around like that. And also, I'm really proud of the actual body cladding work on this. Look at the bumps on this thing. Oh yes. Actually, that's a little spot of bother there. It could benefit from locking diffs, I will say that. Definitely. It definitely could use some actual locking differentials on this because it's kind of anemic without them. Well, it's kind of anemic in general. It's got 150 horsepower. But, this is really nice. The suspension is... Well, the suspension is basically ASMR at this point. Look at that. Oh, yes. I could do like an hour video of just this thing's suspension moving around. That's just how good it is. I just love this thing. It's glorious. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, enough chit-chat. I believe a 0 to 60 test is in order. So, let's get a rocket rolling. And go! Off to a strong start, basically doing a wheelie with how much the suspension moves. I thought it'd be faster. And it's 9.8 seconds. That's... Ooh, the brakes are really bad. Oh boy. Well, actually, I might be able to flip this thing over. It is getting a little bit wobbly. Almost got it off the wheels there. Oh, yep, there it goes. This would not pass a moose test, would it? So we have the LB4 and the LM4, two very different but very similar vehicles. Well, they're the same chassis, it's just different everything else. But this is a turbocharged electronic fuel injection vehicle, and this is a hunk of junk. So, who do you think will win? The LM4 or LB4? Put your bets right now. I think you already know who's going to win. Off they go. Alright. Great start again. This thing basically does wheelies off the line. And we're losing very, very badly. It's not even a contest. Alright, I believe now it is in order to really establish this thing's off-road premise. Time to do the dead man's loop once again. And of course, off to another good start. This thing has a really good start. It's a demon off the line, but there's just nothing after that. It's completely gutless of a vehicle, but the suspension soaks up these bumps. It's just so well. Actually, I'll let you listen to that inline 6 basically scream away because it's carrying a 4,000-pound vehicle that surprisingly is 500 pounds lighter than the other LM4. So this does have a weight advantage, kind of, not really. And now I'm back, and we're reaching the end, and wait, am I reading this right? 2 minutes and 54 seconds with minimal damage. Wow, this is a really good off-roader, despite the fact that it's, 150 horsepower. So in the end, would I buy this? Absolutely. Actually, this is one of my favorite automation vehicles ever, of all time. This is one of my favorites I've ever made. I've had automation for the past, 5 years, and this is certainly in like the top 5. It's not the best, but I just love it. Jeep Cherokee style vehicle, soft suspension, not too strong of an engine. It's just perfect in every possible way. It is the best basis for an off-roading vehicle, and it just fits Utah so well. So of course, this is Wang Automotive, and if you do enjoy this video, please subscribe, and maybe watch my other videos, because it'd be very nice of you. Thank you for watching, and just enjoy some more content.